Welcome back to day 17. Big AI models like Claude or ChatGPT are amazing generalists. They know a little about almost everything. But what if you need an expert? A model that speaks in your company's exact tone, knows your product's cold, or nails one specific task every single time. That's where fine-tuning comes in. Fine-tuning takes a powerful general model and trains it a little further on your own examples, turning a jack of all trades into a master of one. Today we'll see how it works and specialize a real model on our own data. Let's dig in. Here's the core idea. You don't train a huge model from scratch. That costs a fortune and takes forever. Instead, you start with a model that's already smart and general, and you fine-tune it, showing it a batch of your own examples so it adapts. It's like hiring a brilliant new graduate who already knows a ton, and then training them on how your specific company does things. They keep all their general knowledge, but now they're tuned to your world. That's fine-tuning, adaptation, not starting over. So what does fine-tuning actually do? It starts with a pre-trained, general model, one that already understands language. Then it trains that model a bit further on a curated set of your own examples. Through that extra training, the model adapts. It can pick up your brand's tone of voice, get fluent in your specific domain, like legal or medical text, or get razor-sharp at one particular task. And crucially, it keeps its broad general skills while gaining your specialty on top. Let me show you a specialized model in action. Imagine we run a support desk and we fine-tuned a model on our own past tickets, each one labeled with a category. Now watch it work. A customer writes, "I was charged twice," and instantly, billing. The app keeps crashing. Technical. Update my email. Account. My refund is late. Billing again. It's sorting messages into our exact categories flawlessly because we trained it on our specific data. A general model wouldn't know our categories at all. This one is now a specialist at our task. Let's build exactly this for real. So why go to the trouble of fine-tuning? A few big wins. You get consistency. The model reliably uses your tone and your exact output format every single time. You get depth on a narrow task you do over and over. It learns your niche jargon, the words and patterns specific to your field. And a neat bonus, a small model fine-tuned for one job can often match a giant general model on that job, while being much faster and cheaper to run. But fine-tuning isn't always the answer. Let me show you when to reach for it versus just writing a good prompt. Here's the honest trade-off. Prompting, just writing good instructions like we learned on day 14, needs no training at all. It's flexible, and you can change it in a second. For most things, you should start there. Fine-tuning, on the other hand, needs a real data set of labeled examples, and it bakes the behavior right into the model's weights. It shines when you have one specific task you do at massive scale, and you need rock-solid, consistent results. The rule of thumb, try a good prompt first. Reach for fine-tuning when prompting isn't consistent enough and you've got the data. Now let's do it. Let's make this real and miniature. The heart of fine-tuning is training a model on your own labeled examples so it specializes. So we'll do exactly that. We'll take a small set of our support tickets, each one tagged with the right category, billing, technical, or account, and train a model on them. Then we'll throw brand new tickets at it and see if it correctly sorts them into our categories. It's the same core idea as fine-tuning a giant model, shrunk down so we can watch every step. Here's the code. Here's the setup. X holds our support tickets, and Y holds the correct category for each one, billing, technical, or account. This labeled dataset is the fuel for fine-tuning our curated examples. Then one line does the specializing model.fit. We hand it our tickets and their categories, and it learns the patterns that separate them. After that, we can throw a brand new ticket at it and ask it to predict the category. This is a tiny stand-in for fine-tuning a real model. But the idea is identical. Train on your data, get your specialist. Let's run it. And there it is. We hand it 3 brand new tickets it has never seen. I was charged twice, it says billing. The app keeps crashing on login, technical. Update my email address, account. Perfect every time. It learned our specific categories purely from our examples. A general model, out of the box, would have no idea what our billing, technical, and account buckets even mean. But after training on our data, it's a specialist at our exact job. That, scaled up to a giant language model and a big data set, is fine-tuning. So picture that exact process, but with a massive, pre-trained language model instead of our little classifier and thousands of your own examples instead of a dozen. That's real fine-tuning. You take all the general intelligence of a big model and you nudge it, with your data, into an expert on your task, your tone, your domain. The model keeps everything it already knew and gains a new specialty on top. It's one of the most powerful ways to make a general AI truly yours. So when should you actually fine-tune, rather than just prompt? Reach for it when you've got a solid pile of good, labeled examples to learn from. When it's one narrow task you're doing over and over, at scale. When you need ironclad consistency in tone or output format that a prompt can't quite guarantee. And especially when you've tried good prompting and it's just not reliable enough. If those boxes are ticked, fine-tuning can take you from pretty good to bulletproof. If not, a sharp prompt is usually the faster, cheaper win. Let's lock it in. Fine-tuning takes a general, pre-trained model and trains it further on your own examples, turning a generalist into a specialist. It adapts the model's tone, its domain knowledge, and its skill at your specific task, while keeping its broad abilities. It needs curated, labeled examples to learn from. And the golden rule: prompt first for flexibility and fine-tune when you need consistent, expert behavior at scale. We prove the core idea by specializing a model on our own tickets in seconds. So that's fine-tuning, the art of taking a brilliant generalist and shaping it into your own specialist. Using your data, and you watched a model become an expert on our support tickets. Now, for all their power, these models have a famous flaw. Sometimes they state things with total confidence that are simply, completely wrong. Why does that happen, and what can we do about it? That's tomorrow's fascinating topic: hallucinations. Thanks for building with me today. See you tomorrow on AI in 5. And that's fine-tuning in 5 minutes. If this helped, do me a favor, hit like, tell me in the comments what task you'd fine-tune an AI for, and subscribe so you never miss a lesson. Tomorrow, we tackle why AI confidently makes things up, hallucinations. Tap the screen, and I'll see you there.